Hi guys, welcome to Unit 1, Paper 1, our final paper for Sociology. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, please. Hello? Okay, great. I see that we only have 9 participants and I wouldn't want to start without everyone. So I'm just going to text in the WhatsApp group, and if you know anybody that would want to join us or who's supposed to be here, just let them know, please. I'm going to start in 2 minutes. All right, let's go. So I have 10 people in here. We can start. For today's session, this is what we'll be doing. So we're going to do a little charge for the exam, as a refresher. We're not at the middle of June yet. It's the 12th. It's almost the middle. Some people still have exams at the end of the month. Some people finishing exams pretty soon. Just want to do a charge to refresh you guys. And we're going to assess what we know and what we've done. Really need some feedback from you guys in terms of when I speak and you answering and all of that. I'd love if you guys could say your name before you answer something, because then I'd be able to address you properly. I'd really love that. And we're going to practice 3 past papers. For today's session, it will only be 1 session. I texted it in the group. It's going to be this session is going to be from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So if you know anybody that should be here or wants to be here, please urge them to join, because this is the only session we're going to have. So let's get into the charge. So we know, based on what we've done so far, that sociology is not for the weak and it should never be taken lightly. Sociology is a social science, which means that it deals with social skills and scientific skills. Combining them means that it's double the work that you have to do. So far, during our exams, and even during studying, learning the subject alone has taught us that this is not a subject for the weak. It is really something that requires a lot of work. You must know theories, you must know who said what when they said it, and you must be able to apply all of this knowledge to your society, right? And I want to encourage you guys to never let one mishap discourage you from anything. If you didn't do well on your IA or even your paper two, you can still do well on the paper one and you can come out strong just the same. If you think that you didn't do well on your IA and your paper two was good, try to finish strong just the same and make your paper one end well. All right. So let's get into moving forward. As I said before, finish strong. Guys, we don't want to drop the button here. And even if the button drop already, we've seen in other races where people just take it up and then still end up winning. People drop and they still end up winning. Do not let what has happened before, if it is something that you feel discouraged about, do not let it be discouraging. Don't be embarrassed by the fact that you would have not done your best on a paper, because people have not done their best a lot. And we've seen in the Caribbean where collectively, if we don't do our best, then we don't even know who gets what. Just try to do what you can do with this paper, and I'm pretty sure that it should be right and a nice run through for you guys. You guys know the topics, you've been through this, you've studied it. Even if you haven't studied it, you've practiced somewhat. You know some things or most things. Yeah, there are some things that you guys definitely know. So what I want you guys to know is think about how far you've come, thinking about unit one. Think about all the theories. Think about everything that they would have done and how they have made your life a little bit hard by just studying everything that they've studied. But nevertheless, just appreciate the fact that these studies have been made so that we can understand society better. Drink water, that always helps. I find that if you spend time drinking water, you won't have time to do enough things. Really, because most of the time you go to use the bathroom. But I'm telling you to drink water because it's really hot outside, sun hot, and people are dropped down from heat wave. So what you can do is drink water, and it will help you to focus better for your exams. And don't leave out anything when you're practicing. When you're practicing, make sure that you cover everything. If it's even, I don't want to tell you the night before because that's too rushed. But right now, make sure that you're going through everything. If it's even 15 questions a day, 15 minutes of the day, while you eat your breakfast, look on the paper then. Just look through it and the 15 questions. Try. Just try. All right? All right, let's go to the past papers. I want everybody to participate when it comes down to the past papers because I'll be asking you the answers. I expect that you know these answers because I time to the exam. So you guys should know the answers. All right, let's go to 2017. We're doing 2017, 2018, and 2019. Number one, which of the following is used to argue that sociology is a science?
Excuse me. Hello?
Yeah, I'm
We're
hearing
not
you. Go
seeing the
ahead.
paper, we're just seeing Sociology Unit 1 paper. We're not seeing the actual paper.
Okay, hold on. Tell me if you're seeing it. No.
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
Okay. Number one, which of the following is used to argue that sociology is a science? What's the answer, guys? Anybody? When we talk about science, we talk about observable and deductive methods of investigation. So the answer is A. Number two, the term popular culture refers to. What is pop culture, guys? Hello?
The culture of the masses. B.
Yeah, it is the culture of the masses. B. Thank you so much. Three, similar practices that are found in most societies are called. Cultural
Culture.
universals. Yes, that's what it's called. Come on, guys. According to Parsons, number 4, which of the following situations provides a basis for maintenance of order in society?
I'd go with B, people subscribing to a count value system.
That is true. The answer is B. Let's go to number 5. You guys are seeing my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Which of the following features of Caribbean society are outlined in N.G. Smith's plural society model?
B.
Yes, the answer is B. It's 1 and 3. So it's society characterized by cultural differentiation and limited access to political and economic institutions by the lower strata. Number 6. Which of the following concept is associated with functionalism? Yeah,
A.
that's right. A. 7. Which of the following terms describes the process where the dominant culture tends to suppress the subordinate culture?
B. B.
Yes, number 7 is B, acculturation. Number 8. Number 8 says, which of the following are characteristics of empirical research?
All of the above.
Yeah.
Yes, it's D. Number 9. The maintenance of a group's unique cultural forms and characteristics in a diverse society is called?
A.
Actually, no. Number 9 is cultural pluralism.
Number 9 is what? Pardon?
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I didn't hear the answer that you gave.
That's D, pluralism.
Okay.
Number 10, which of the following best summarizes the difference between longitudinal and cross-sectional studies? This one is pretty easy.
C.
Yes, it's C. 11, ethical issues are important considerations when conducting research. Which of the following are ethical issues?
One and 2.
Yes, that is correct. Number 12, that means it's researcher and participant safety and informed consent and privacy rights. 12, which of the following is not considered a strength of positivism?
Reliability.
This one is actually validity.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It's validity.
Yeah, because it can't be.
Yeah, it's validity. You guys need to actually that you guys need to read over what you've been doing. I know you have other exams, but when you can, like I was telling you about the 15-minute thing, try to read at least 15 minutes a day. Something in sociology. Or do a past paper, 15 questions, 15 minutes. All right, let's go. Number 13. James is conducting research on gender-based performance in secondary schools. He decides to ask his classmates to volunteer to complete his questionnaire. This type of sampling is sampling method, guys.
Is it convenient?
Excuse me, I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
Convenience.
Yes, it's convenience. Thank you. Number 14. Tried the paper. Number 14. Researcher X is conducting research on the life of a slave. Kwame Apodeye has documented the life of an enslaved African. Researcher X uses Kwame's book as one of her secondary data sources. Which of the following is a major disadvantage of the researcher's approach?
B.
Yes, the answer is B. All right, now it's going on for number 15. A sociologist who decides to research the prevalence of teenage pregnancy over various generations in a society is pursuing. What is this researcher pursuing?
C.
Yes, it's a longitudinal
Yeah,
study. Nuclear families. What are nuclear families?
A.
Yes,
A.
A. That's right. Number 17, which of the following statements does not describe social pathology in the Caribbean family?
C.
Yes, that's true. The father's contact with children is regular. Remember, social pathology, the father's contact is not regular with children. Number 18, according to Parsons, the family structure has been transformed by two major processes. What are these processes?
A.
Yes, that's correct. It's A. Industrialization and urbanization would have transformed the structure of the family, according to Parsons. Remember, Parsons is a functionalist. Number 19, every day Martha cleans the offices of Las Palmas Industrial Estate from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., then goes home to ensure that her husband is well fed and refreshed for his job the next day. Which of the following scholars is most likely to say that Martha is a victim of exploitation by the capitalist system?
Edith Clark.
Not Edith Clark. Remember, Edith Clark spoke about pluralism. Pluralism? No, not Clark. Not Clark. The answer is Christine Barrow. But let me tell you, guys, I know that a lot of men say a lot of things in sociology, but just for one day, 30 minutes out of the day, try to find out which women said which things. Edith Clark is matrifocality, not pluralism. Sorry, I just remembered. She's matrifocality. Rhoda Redhawk is feminism. I think she's a Caribbean feminist. Yeah, I remember correctly. The answer is B, Christine Barrow. But if you can, because a lot of women aren't represented in sociology, find out the women who said what. All of these four ladies, if you can, and please do, find out what they said and which side they were on, whether they were feminist, Marxist, functionalist. But find out so you can know, because you don't want to see the names of females and then people usually get flustered when they see names of people who are interpretivists, interactionists. A lot of people will say things about symbolism and all of that. But if you find out about these people, you'll know in the event that you see them again. So, victim of exploitation by the capitalist system is Christine Barrow. All right. Wait. No, I'm sorry, guys. Margaret Benson. Yes, Margaret Benson. I'm pretty sure it is Margaret Benson. I'm sorry. This is why you should go and find out. The answer is actually A, but go and find out just the same. Number 20. The education system reinforces gender stereotyping. Which of the following statements best illustrates this perspective? What's the answer, guys? Hello?
hold
What's
on,
the
are we
answer?
reading? We're reading the answers.
Yeah, I know
You're not
that
giving us any
you guys
time.
are reading the answers, but all right, let's eliminate. Education system reinforces gender stereotyping. First thing I'd read is something about the males. I see D says that they value non-academic routes to success more than their female counterparts. Put that to the side. Males underachieve in schools because teachers are predominantly female. This is females are subject to pursue non-technical subjects, and put that to the side too. Females outnumber males at tertiary institutions. Number A sounds pretty good, and B sounds pretty good too. But the answer for this one is B. Best illustration of gender stereotyping. Remember what a stereotype is, a generalization, right? Though statistically females outnumber males at tertiary level institution, it doesn't stereotype them. They could be outnumbering males at tertiary institution because all of them are pursue a female dominated area. Women are still low in numbers in faculty of engineering, etc. Right? The fact that females are expected to pursue non-technical subjects, this is very true, because stereotyping them, saying that they should only be in one section. Males underachieve in school because teachers are predominantly female. This really don't make no sense. Let me tell you why. Males gravitate more towards females. And teaching is just one occupation, right? Males value non-academic routes to success more than their female counterparts. If you remember, no, this is Unit 2, sorry. But in Unit 2, something about crime and deviance, it says that females, actually, the feminist perspective of crime and deviance is that people don't think that females can commit crime when they do. So statistically, they're not added to statistics when they commit crimes. All right? This is not true. It's in the education system. All right. So the answer for this is B. Let's go to 21. Wait, did you guys understand what I was saying? Because I don't want to just, miscommunicate anything. Hello, guys.
Yes, I understand what you were saying.
Okay, thank you. Number 21, which of the following theorists argued that the cultural pattern of polygamy practiced by some members of Caribbean societies is an African retention? Isn't this a lovely question?
Is it C?
Yes, it is C. It's first correct. C. So you must also know when you see these names, find out what everybody here should do and say when them say it and all of that. So if their names come up again or they put it in a different order, because they do that sometimes, you can interpret it because you know everything that everyone would have said. 22. Over the past few decades, one of the most significant developments in Caribbean education has been, I'll give you a minute to read this one. Go read the question again. Over the past few decades, one of the most significant developments in the Caribbean in Caribbean education has been. We know that D is not right.
So it's a C, miss. Is it C?
C is actually a very good answer, but that is not the answer. C is a very good answer though. The answer is actually A. Yes, A. Increased spending on education amounting to as much as 75% of GDP. Religion provides consensus, which is required, we're at 23, for order and stability in society. Which functionalist is responsible for this? Religion, social order, consensus, stability. That's right. Never go wrong with a functionalist. They always say the same thing. All right. Which of the following statements are at 24 describes a cult? How do we describe a cult? Yes, 1 and 3. Very good. A cult is described as variance with traditional society and loosely organized with small exclusive membership. 25 refers to the following diagrammatic representation of a family structure. Let's go. Which of the following types of family structures does this diagram above illustrate? Triangle plus circle gives you a triangle plus a circle. The triangle meets a circle and the circle meets a triangle. What are we doing? They are united legally. What's the answer?
Nuclear. Is it nuclear?
It's not nuclear.
Horizontally extended because the people
B.
them married to
The
people.
answer is B. The answer is B. They are reconstituted. Yeah. You guys need to go over this. Man, I feel laugh. Let me tell you. Sometimes you have no idea what the question is saying or why them set you up like this. But here's how it is essentially. A nuclear family is just the father, the mother, the kids, right? Usually it is two kids. Functionally, it is two kids. When it's vertically extended, so you go extend a lot. You have multiple generations. But when it is horizontally extended, then I think the kids have more people and them family. Yeah, like step people and all of that.
Niece
Think
and
about this.
Antigua, I think.
Go ahead.
I was just saying niece or something like that with the
Yes, yes,
horizontally
yes.
have all of those.
You have an extended family, as it says extended. Vertically extended would be more generations. So like from your great grandmother. Reconstituted now. This was a nuclear family, and now the children are married, right? I suppose it would be horizontally extended if the children had children, and then vertically if those children had children and weren't meeting anybody, right? Them just had.
Oh, I thought reconstituted was when, like, say one of the partners die, and then they go out and they remarry, and then they come into the family with children, whatever, on both parts.
That's blended though.
Oh,
Yeah. But guys, go over the family structure. You don't want to miss a question. You don't want to get anything wrong. Let's go to number 26. Durkheim's theory of religion. How does he talk about religion? What Durkheim say? Of course, he's a functionalist, so he's going to say whatever functionalist say. What's the answer, guys?
B.
B.
Me here B, me here D. Hold on. The answer is B. Yeah, it's B. Number 20.
when you say B as in boy or D as in dog?
Yeah, B as in boy. Let me take a look over that. No, don't move paper. Don't move. Make note of that one. Type in the group 2017, number 26. Somebody, please. I need to go over that because we look very close to it. 27. Religion is often seen as being integrative in nature in Caribbean societies. Which of the following sociological perspectives of religion reinforces this statement? There is religion. Which of the following sociological perspectives of religion reinforces the statement that it's integrative in nature in Caribbean society? Integrative. Just don't look good at all. Who says that it's integrative? Yeah, you don't know. If the conflict theories say that it causes conflict, then it's not the conflict theories.
Excuse me,
Functionalists
teacher,
say
where are
that
you?
I'm at number 27. The conflict theories, they say that it promotes conflict. Then
Functionalist.
yes, it's functionalist. Integrative. We need to look at that too. From 27 to 32. We need to look at them. Items 28 to 29 refer to the following table, which shows the literacy rates by gender of selected Caribbean countries in 2004 and 2014. Which of the following trends relating to literacy in the Caribbean is evident from the data shown in the table above? What are we seeing from the trends?
D.
Yes, D. All right, let's go to 28, 29. Which of the following, too fast. Hold on. Which of the following is the least likely explanation for the data shown in the table above? Least likely. When you see these words in all caps, circle them, because sometimes you might need tricky. Least likely. Go ahead. I'm not hear you. What did you say?
I will
C.
choose A.
A? Least likely? Yeah, A is a very good answer.
Hold on, what was the answer that you gave for
Anybody
28?
else?
What was
For
the answer you gave for
28? D, 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 D.
Oh, literacy. Okay.
Is it C for 29?
29. Teachers are more likely to encourage girls. What do we think? Least likely explanation. Are teachers more likely to encourage girls?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah, them encourage girls more than boys. Too.
Okay. But is that the least likely explanation for the data
No.
shown in the table?
No.
Okay.
B,
I
I
didn't say
guess
it
B
was
would have been
women.
most suitable, I guess.
Go ahead.
I said, I don't know, B would have been B would look like it's supposed to be an answer as well.
Let's talk about it for a little bit. We're looking at the least likely explanation for the trend in literacy rate of males to fall. Right? Also in the table, the rate of females for that girl. Yeah. So if it is least likely, what does not explain this? What does not explain that the literacy rate in females grew and the literacy rate in males fell? What doesn't explain that?
A.
Okay, 29 is A. When you see those words in all caps, circle them. You need to be, your mind will trick you. You will be looking for a right answer. Number 30, which of the following perspectives speaks of banding, labeling, and streaming in the classroom?
The interactionist.
That's correct. It's B, interactionist. Number 31, social stratification provides an effective mechanism for role allocation. Who spoke about role allocation? No, man.
Davis and Moore.
Davis and Moore.
Okay, Davis and Moore. 32, refers to the following diagram, which shows a racial stratification in the Caribbean society. Let's go. What does this model indicate?
Is it 1, 2, and 3?
Yes, 1, 2, and 3. I'm questioning two, right? Let me tell you why. Hold on.
I'm questioning 3 because little room. I mean, I know that it was like a closed stratification system, but at the
This
same
is
time,
Caribbean society, no. It's no. It's racial stratification in Caribbean society. It wasn't then. It's no.
it's not exactly that's why all colonial society is it okay. But still, I would still question social mobility because I think there's more room for social mobility if you're looking at it now. And given that you have browns, given that like you have an emerging and there's like a wider gap coming in right there where the browns are, I don't know, I think that's social mobility.
Yeah, but remember that it is based on this model. So where is the line and all of that? Yeah, it is based on this model. So guys, this is up for debate, and I want you to put this in the group as well so we can talk about it a little bit more. Because when you see a model like this, you must know that, all right, based on this model, whites are here, they are blocked off because of this line. Browns are here, blacks are here. Yes, one is correct, which is why one is a part of 3 of the answers. So is everything else. But browns are in the middle, blacks are at the bottom. So blacks are definitely the majority. Do we see little room for social mobility? We don't even see room for social mobility here. So yes, I would question 3 as well. But colonial society is relatively stratified. Was this representing colonial strategy or was it representing no? Let's say it was representing colonial strategy. If it were representing colonial strategy, then there would be little room for social mobility. But if it is the Caribbean society, no. Yes, we can argue that colonial society is which is the stratified, but there is not little room for social mobility, no. So it is up for debate, and I want to talk about it in the group. I really want us to have conversations in the group. Despite not knowing each other, we can still talk about things and we can work it out. I don't want you guys to get this question and be in there thinking. So I'm not going to give you the answer for this question. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you go ahead, read up about it, and figure it out. Number 33. The caste system was introduced to the Caribbean by who introduced the caste system? Hello? Yes, D. Moving on. Which of the following? Number 34 factors give mulattoes higher status than free slaves. Come on, guys. This is the good part of the unit. Mulattoes. How are they different? What is a mulatto? Anybody knows?
That person who is in between black and white.
Yeah, that's right. So what's the
Hold on.
answer?
What was the answer for 33? I missed it.
33 is D as in dog.
Okay.
Mulattoes.
34 is C.
Yes, it's C. So because they were mixed, their lighter skin color gave them higher status than freed slaves. Stratification at number 35 is universal, necessary, and inevitable. Who relates to this view? Which theory?
The
Functionalist.
function.
That is correct. Let's go. Yep, functionalist. Joan has been a very hardworking citizen based on her educational qualifications and experience. She was asked to represent her country at the United Nations Forum on Climate Change. What status does Joan achieve? Does Joan have? Sorry.
Achieved.
Yes, achieve. Joan achieved the status 37. Check the following reasons best accounts for the open system of stratification in the Caribbean society. Read this and then tell me the answer. Open system of stratification. Open stratification in the Caribbean.
D as in dog.
Yes, that's correct. So we have open stratification in the Caribbean because government policy would have promoted equal access to education and employment opportunities. 38, which of the following statements best describes false class consciousness. False class consciousness. Which statement?
Is it is it C?
It is C. I want you guys to be more confident in your answers. When you're answering, be more confident. You know the answers. You would have gone through reading. You learn a bit. Read, practice. So when you're answering, you have to be confident in the answers. 39. Marx and Weber shared similarities and differences in their views about class analysis. Which of the following views is shared by both theorists? Where did they have common ground?
D.
I'd say dominant groups control the working class.
All right. Marx was a Marxist and Weber was an interactionist. So they would have had different views. But when it came down to having a common ground, the answer is actually B. People are driven by self-interest. Think about it like this. Think about it like this. Marx says that the bourgeois are making laws for themselves. The bourgeois operate to own more land and capital. The bourgeois are operating and they're driven by their self-interest, right? The interactionist, like Weber, say that when it comes on to labeling, symbolism, all of that, it's because you want to do it. It's associated with these things. So you are then driven by self-interest. You understand?
Yeah.
All right. Here's what I want you guys to do. Please, because we don't want to go in an exam and a question like this is something that you don't see often. So what I want you guys to do is find where theorists have common ground. The functionalist will say something, the Marxist will say something, interactionist will say something, feminist will say something, they'll all say something. Hi everybody, sorry about that. That just gone on me out and come back. So yeah, it's something that I couldn't control. But let's get back into it. I'm going to share my screen again so you guys can see that we were doing 2017's paper and we were almost finished. Yes, let me know if you can see my screen when you can see it. Everybody hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing.
An electrical engineer in Jamaica became a factory worker. What type of mobility did he experience? Anyone? What type of mobility did this man experience?
Downward mobility.
This engineer, he experienced vertical mobility. The answer is vertical mobility. I mean, I know why, but that's the answer. I'm trying to figure it out right now as we speak. If it's up for question, we can always talk about it in the group. I want us to be able to talk in the group because when you guys have questions, I want us to investigate and answer, etc. Cheryl at 41 was a clerk. By the way, the answer for 40 is A. Cheryl was a clerk at the Ministry of Health. She was transferred to the Ministry of Education as a clerk. What type of mobility did Cheryl experience? What can we say about Cheryl? I think Cheryl's answer will help us to figure out number 40.
Horizontal.
Yeah, so Cheryl is horizontal and this factory worker is vertical. Think about it like this. Cheryl was in the same position, she just moved to a different company. So still there beside herself. The electrical engineer in Jamaica, it's questionable if it's downward. Let me tell you why. You don't know if the factory work is actually something pretty cool. Like, well,
That's
not pretty cool, but yeah, you don't know if the factory work was like, a supervisor for the factory workers or an electrical manager, something like that. You know, no. But if it were that they put the position as in Cheryl's case, where they said clerk one, then you know exactly that, all right, he went down and not up. But we know say it's vertical because it's not horizontal. All right.
In
So let's
this
think
case,
about it
though,
like that.
wouldn't a factory worker be looked at as more lower than an electrical engineer? On
Yes,
a whole,
it's
not speaking
yes, it's
specifically.
arguable. Yeah, I understand. It's arguable. But we don't know based on, all right, we're using Cheryl's answer to kind of help us answer what 40 is. We see here for Cheryl that she was moved. Jahiwan, give me a minute. She was moved from clerk one to clerk one. But we don't know about this factory worker. We don't want to necessarily say downward. I have the answer as vertical. As I said, it is questionable, and I want us to talk about it somewhere. Go ahead, Jahiwan.
So and like the factory worker could be like, electrical engineer and all that as well, because he could have like in charge of the machinery and all of that.
Yeah, but he could also be somebody who is just a factory worker. So whether it's a good, well, not good, I don't want to classify them as good or bad. Whether it is why me a blank. Whether he got a promotion or a demotion is either up or down, right? So vertical, because it's either up or down. If we say downward, we assume that the position that he got at the factory is lower than his electrical engineer position. But because, unlike Cheryl, we don't know whether it is an electrical engineer 1 and factory worker is like 0. We don't know. Because we know that he has moved though, we use vertical. All right? Guys, Hello?
Hi, we're here.
Okay, number 42. According to Marx, the economic factors that serve to determine one's class position include
C.
C.
Yes, that is
Non-poverty and
C.
wealth.
Perfect. Almost finished. 43. In the post-independence period in most Caribbean societies, class divisions resulted mainly from changes in this is such a good question.
Education, D.
Yes, the answer is D, education. Remember, it's post-independence period. It wasn't a very stratified system anymore, not agrarian. So your education determined how you would have been divided as a class. 44, which of the following was mainly responsible for increases in mobility rates for females in developed countries? What do we say about 44?
D.
Actually, no. No. It's C, industrial development. Industrial development, women start working, sewing and them stuff there. Them not have to work at home anymore. Them not have to be housewives. Hello? Understand?
Hi, yes, we're here.
Guys? Okay, perfect. 45. Which Caribbean scholar in discussing stratification applied the functionalist perspective? Which of these is a functionalist?
Lord Brathwaite.
Yes, it's Lord Brathwaite. Thank you. We're going on to 2018 favor. Real smoothly, this is 2019. Let's go. 2018. Pretty long. Hold on, guys. Let me try to zoom this. Give me a minute. So 2018. Zooming in. Let's go. You can see it, right, guys?
No, you have to probably reshare because it's still stuck on the last one.
Okay. Tell me if you can see it.
All right, yes, I'm seeing it now.
Okay, perfect. I can find it now. All right, 2019. No, 2018. Yeah, 2018. Sociology can be classified as a science because of several characteristics of the discipline. Which of the following is not a characteristic of sociology? Remember, we circled the word that's in all caps because we don't want our brains to fool us. So which of the following is not a characteristic of sociology?
Bias.
Yes, it's not bias. Thank you. Similar practices at number 2 that are found in most societies are called
Cultural universals.
universals. Yes, cultural universals. And we see where the repeat questions, so we might know some of the answers, but remember, you can't just swatch it because they will, make no mistake, they will mix it up on you. Number 3, a subculture can best be defined as a group. Read that one and let me know what the answer is.
B.
Yes, it's D. Their values and norms really differ from mainstream society. Number 4, Susan was a victim of domestic violence by her husband, who eventually murdered her. She was convicted and incarcerated for 25 years. The sanction in this case can best be categorized as
C. Formal negative.
that's right, formal negative. Why is it formal negative? You know?
Why it's formal? Go ahead. Sorry. I think you should answer because I was just
it's right, but me just assume I want to know why it's right. Was convicted. That means he went to court formally. We went through societal laws, and then it's a negative because it's something bad. It was a bad sanction. Remember, you have sanctions that are good and sanctions that are bad. He was incarcerated, that's bad. So it's formal negative, yes. Number 5, which of the following ways do socialization mechanisms best contribute? Which of the following
Individuals
ways?
conform to a common system of norms and values.
A, yes, sir. Does everybody agree that A is the answer? Let me hear from you guys. What do you think? In which of the following ways do socialization mechanisms best contribute to the maintenance of social order in society? Nobody else? Okay, the answer is A. People, at number 6, make sense of their world through an understanding of everyday rules. This view is expressed by everyone. This is an easy one. What's the answer for this, guys?
See?
No.
Interactionalist.
Yes, interactionists make sense of their world, understanding of everyday rules. Not the rules, the understanding of it, the symbols, the labeling, all of that. All right. Remember, when we talk about functionalists, we talk about them conforming to the rules, right?
Oh, yes, Miss, I heard it wrong.
Okay.
Didn't read it without understanding.
Yeah, you need to make sure that you read it, you understand it, and before you answer, cement it in your head. Like the questions with the least and the not and the most. Circle those words because your brain will fool you. As humans, we automatically want to choose the right things. As sociologists, we want to do that too, because we always want to figure out what is right. So when they ask us for a wrong, we're going to try and figure out the right just the same, automatically. What I want you guys to do is to focus on the question so much so whatever they ask you, you understand it, so you'll be able to answer correctly. Number 7, sociological imagination. What does this refer to?
The ability to see beyond what is.
Very good. 7 is B, the ability to see beyond what is apparent. Number 8, according to the Marxist perspective, the power of the ruling class comes from its ownership of the means of production. Which of the following sets are considered means of production?
A.
8 is A. Land and buildings, as well as machinery and tools, means of production. Number 9, according to Durkheim, which of the following provides a basis for the maintenance of order in society? Durkheim. Hello?
A.
A? For number 9? Yeah, that's right. Hold on, guys. All right, 10. Zao immigrated to a Caribbean territory from his native country. In Zao's family, a special treat is fish eyes and seaweed. When he carried the snack to school, he was teased and called a mermaid. Those friends demonstrated. What did they demonstrate? Hello?
Xenophobia.
Yes, that's xenophobia. Number 10, or is this 11? Number 11, the statement sociology should be value-free means that, that's number 11. What does a value-free sociology mean?
C.
Yes, it means that researchers should be ethically neutral and objective. Number 12, Professor X has demanded that her class participate in her research. Non-participation will result in failure in the course. What ethical issue was breached by Professor X? It's pretty simple. What's the answer, guys? Ethical issue, Professor X.
D.
Yes, B, voluntary participation. She's forcing the students to participate in her research. Before we move on, let's find the question number 13. Robert was doing research on drug abuse in police service. Due to the sensitive nature of his research, he conducted an unstructured interview with one respondent who gave him the name of 2 other contacts. Robert's sampling method is called?
Snowballing B.
Yeah, snowball sampling, B. Number 14, one of the strengths of longitudinal studies is that these studies are?
They're necessary for the identification of trends in development.
Perfect. D, that's what longitudinal studies do. Number 15. Which of the following is a strength of the survey method? What does the survey method have as a strength? Survey methods are reliable. Okay? Let me tell you why they're reliable. It's not just one answer, it's more than one because it's repeated, it's reliable. Right? It's a strength. Overgeneralization is a weakness, not a strength. Interview bias is a weakness, not a strength. Empiricism, nah. What does it mean to be empirical? Nobody? Guys, come on, you have to be quick.
Are you asking for the answer for 16?
No, I'm at 15. When you are empirical, it's by observation, right? Or experience, right? Guys? All right, answer for 15 is reliability. Please go over your research methods. Number 16. In an egalitarian family, the members' roles are such that, what's number 16 answer?
A.
Egalitarian. Anybody else?
A as well.
The answer is actually A. Egalitarian is equal rights and opportunities. So the spouses actually share responsibilities in egalitarian families. 17, we did this already. Which of the following types of family structure does the diagram above illustrate?
B.
Thank you.
But like,
We said reconstituted before.
It's like I still didn't really get how it's reconstituted. Looking at the definition of reconstituted.
What's the definition?
I know it's when it's when a family come together,
Mm-hmm.
right? From the different spouses. It's like if the mother had children and the man had children, they come
The
together.
blended one.
Yeah, they blend it. It's reconstituted or blended.
It's blended?
Yeah, it's reconstituted or
Because
blended.
reconstitution would be like the one the guy was suggested or explaining when you said like you're married and in a divorce and then the other family
Oh,
come
that's
back.
what he was saying. I thought he was
Yeah, which is
explaining the
why we were
blended
saying
one.
horizontally would be for
I actually thought
17.
he was explaining the blended one. I'm sorry, guys.
But isn't that the same thing?
Yes, it is the same thing. Hold on, guys. Give me a second.
Then if it's the same thing, and I'll be the answer in this diagram.
It would be horizontally extended. For real. Yes, guys. I'm sorry. My bad. Hold on. So this one is horizontally extended. All right, so it's horizontally extended, guys. This makes that bad. Let's go to number 18. Matrifocality in the Caribbean emerged because, why did it emerge? This is very interesting. Matrifocality emerged in the Caribbean because
Could it be C and D?
it can't be both. It's multiple choice. It has to be one answer.
D, miss.
Okay, good. Very good evaluation. It is D. Marriage among slaves was generally prohibited. It well, yes, that was it is. It argued that you have a lot of females dominating the Caribbean space, hence matrifocality, because the men slaves could not marry the slave women, slave men. Number 19. The neo-Marxist view on education stresses that. What does it stress? Stress.
D.
Thank you. Education allows the elite to dominate society. Number 20. Which of the following is a major feature of changing family structures in the Caribbean? 20.
C.
20. Yes,
See?
20. Decreasing household sizes. Yes. Families meet the needs of society to socialize children and reproduce new members. This view most closely reflects this one simple.
D. Functionalism.
Yes, functionalism. Be confident in your answer. Karl Marx asserts that religion is a form of what is it? What does Marx say? He said it is an opium. It basically makes you hypnotized, right? Therefore, it's alienation. That's what Marx says. Alienation. Number 23. Here's a diagram. That's 24. Which of the following describes the declining influence of religion on social life?
A.
Secularization.
Yes, thank you. Here's the diagram in 24. Look at it. It describes various religious organizations. What does P describe?
Can you scroll down to bit, please? Sect.
Yes, that's a sect. P is a sect. That's A. 25. The main technique used by leaders of sects to build their gathering is
C.
Yes, 25 is C. Charisma and emphasis on purity of their doctrine. 26, which of the following groups of historical factors has impacted educational systems in the Commonwealth Caribbean? Historical factors.
A.
Yes, thank you. Which of the following at 27 best explains the objective of decolonization of Caribbean education systems? That is 27, decolonization of Caribbean
D.
systems. Thank you,
D.
D. Yes, let's go. 28, which of the following is true
Repeat,
about,
is it B or D?
it is D as in dog. 28 is which of the following is true about education in the post-emancipation period in the Caribbean? We did this already, didn't we? No, I never did this. We did something like this. Post-emancipation period. We know from 2017's paper that the government would have provided access to education for more people. So what are we seeing here in 28?
Education contributes significantly to upper.
Though that's true, the answer is actually A. Primary education became available to masses. We saw that more persons who were enslaved, well, freed slaves, they were able to actually start getting basic education. It was around the 70s, 80s that more people started going into, secondary schools and even after then, tertiary education. But primary education was available to the masses. All right? Let's move on to 29. There's another diagram. Diagrams on the papers are cute. This diagram shows the literacy rates of men and women in the Caribbean over a 60-year period. This is from 1950 to 2010. Which of the following, according to number 29, best explains the trend in literacy rates of women and men over the period? Usually D.
One, two, and three.
Perfect. A. Because we know that male teachers do not outnumber female teachers. Of course, it's 1, 2, and 3, and that is A. 30. Male underachievement is a noticeable problem in our Caribbean society because
D.
these sound good, but I have C here. Don't know why. When we're not sure, I want you guys to text it in the group because I want us to investigate it. There are changes in the nature of work and employment. That sounds weird. These sounds like the better answer to me, but I have C. 31. Stratification occurs not because it is functional, but because groups compete for scarce resources. Which sociological perspective is illustrated here? Groups competing. Which perspective? Competing.
D.
No. Competing. A. Marxism. Competing. Conflict. 32. Ethnic groups are classified according to different criteria in different societies. Which of the following is least likely to be considered a social trait used for ethnic classification?
Share currency.
Least. Thank you. Least likely. All right. 33. According to Weber, which of the following is not a dimension of social class? Weber.
B.
Yes. C. No. Sorry. No, not C. B. Social class, not a dimension.
Isn't it B?
Yes,
Gender?
it's B. Yes, it's B. Guys, remember, circle.
Yeah, could you say the
I'm not hearing you. Go ahead. Go again. Not sure what went wrong there, but the answer for this is B. Not a dimension of social class. Weber. 34. Mary was forced to. Are you guys still hearing me? I want to make sure. Because somebody was saying something just now and who went out. Tell me if you're hearing me, please. All right. 34. Mary was forced to leave school at an early age and could not obtain work as a hotel maid. Could only obtain work as a hotel maid. She went back to school at night and eventually became an engineer at 40. Go Mary. Mary's experience shows that education serves as a vehicle for what? What does Mary's experience shows us?
C.
Yes, thank you. Intragenerational mobility. 35. Durkheim and Parsons, two functionalists, believe that stratification is universal and beneficial to society. What are the reasons for this?
all of them?
All of them. Nope, not all of them. Look at
Not all of
4.
them.
No, it's not all of them.
Stratification
Look
is a
at,
normal part of the social system.
I choose 1, 2, 3.
yeah, it's 1, 2, 3.
So why you don't agree with 4? I don't know why you don't agree with 4. Because it's normal. That's why they believe in meritocracy and they believe that whatever.
Hold on.
I don't know still.
No, you know. We just have to figure it out and we're going to do it together. Let's check out 120
Because
and
they're
see what the
basically
differences
stratified,
are.
but that's why the better, like the higher class and the people that
And
do all
they're
of
basically the same thing. But look at it. Number 1. Let's go with number 1. Certification helps to determine who are most talented. Remember, I talk about talent, the functionalist view of stratification. They maintain a differential system of reward society. That's true. You get sanctions for it. Meritocracy promotes fairness and equality in society. It does. Yes, it does. Stratification is a normal part of the social system. Is it? It's questionable. The answer is C, but I don't know why 4 is not included. I'm gonna ask somebody.
I don't know. I chose 1, 2, and 3, right? Because
Yeah.
they give a statement and they ask, what are the reasons for this? Because they said they believe that stratification is universal and beneficial to society. And the first one, yes, they said that in notes. When we read, we find out though.
Yeah,
That
the
it
first
help-
3 are actually a part of the notes. It's
But
all in the textbook.
but
But it
4
being a normal part of the social system, nobody
Mhm.
said that. Though
I like
they say that it provides consensus, they don't say that, directly they said one to one P. Example lecturer. I agree that it looks weird, but
yeah, I don't think it's like a
the
proper
reasoning behind it.
justification for the reason for saying,
Uh-huh.
the society. That's why I
Yeah.
want you.
Yeah, that's true. Hold on. It's never listed as a reason, it being a normal part of the social system. If they were to say it's a normal part of society, or it's functional to society, it provides some sort of consensus, then the wording is kind of off, which I agree with. It seems very weird because it basically means the same thing, yes. But if you read what Parsons Durkheim says about the certification and it being universal, these are really what they talk about. So let's leave it at 1, 2, and 3, and I'll ask my lecturer about it for you guys because it does seem weird. Number 36. Which of the following reasons best accounts for the open system of stratification in Caribbean society? It's open. Guys, it's open because we did this already. It's open because of the equal access to education and employment opportunities. 36. 37 now. Both Marx and Weber, we did this already. Check out which words are capitalized and make sure that you focus on them again. Which of the following views was shared by both theorists? Remember this one?
Yes, I saw the question already, but I forgot that.
Answer is B, right?
B.
Yes. Why is it not moving? Hold on, guys. This page is not moving. Let me go. All right, let's finish strong. Which of the following theories stated that stratification, that social stratification, is a means for role allocation? You know this. This is simple. Role allocation. Who?
C.
Yes.
C.
Social stratification is useful to society because what does it help to do?
Is it A?
It's not A, it's D. Stratification means allocate persons to roles for which they are best suited. Functionalist to that.
Hold on, could you repeat that? I didn't get the explanation.
Social stratification is useful to society because it helps to allocate persons to roles for which they are best suited.
Yeah.
Yeah. 40, the economic base, the means of production, and the relations of production determine all the other institutions of society. Which theorist holds this view?
Marx.
Karl Marx.
Yes, Marx.
Oh.
During slavery, the elite in the Caribbean were able to maintain their economic and social dominance through
Realization.
elites, not
No,
creolization.
elites in the the use of force.
Use
See.
of force.
Yes, the use of force. 42, society is kept together by value consensus. Which of the following theories is associated with the value consensus?
Emil Durkheim.
You know, these are functionalist in theory. I'll just come with sociology. The answer is self-fact question, guys. No, it's their time.
Yeah,
Sorry.
because I
Sorry.
said they can talk about value consensus and he said that not achieve every. I don't.
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Persons are family. Marx believed that class conflict exists in capitalist societies, which of the following contribute to class conflict?
A.
Class conflict.
Sorry, the provision of resources and to the poor.
Class conflict.
D or C?
It's C, bourgeois,
C,
proletariat,
miss.
Marx, ownership of resources by few.
Yeah.
Marx, 44. People in the Caribbean today may experience upward social mobility. What may they experience this through?
A, the expansion
The
of
expansion of
Yeah. 45, which of the following theories applied the plural society model to the English-speaking Caribbean? Of course, only one.
M.G. Smith.
Yep,
C.
and that's, yes, perfect. See, and that's 2018. So for guys, there's some things that we haven't figured out, but I'm pretty sure that we will figure them out to test them in the group. 2019. Let's share the screen. Please let me know when you see my screen.
Seen it.
Okay. Number 1. Which of the following persons is credited with coining the term sociology?
Auguste Comte.
D.
August Comte. Perfect. The first answers are always the easiest. Trust me. August. All right. Number 2, popular culture. What we say about pop culture?
Culture of the masses.
Massive.
Yes, thank you. 3, similar practices found in most societies. What are they called?
Universal.
Perfect. 4, which of the following scholars made a direct contribution to Caribbean sociology?
Breathwaite.
Caribbean.
Braithwaite.
Yeah, man, we talk about Caribbean, we talk about Braithwaite. 5, cultural patterns that strongly oppose established norms of the dominant culture within a society. What are these called?
Counterculture.
Countercultures.
Yes, counterculture.
Opposer.
All right, what are we talking about now? In 6, it says, which of the following terms describes the process where a dominant culture is imposed on a subordinate culture? What do we call that?
Acculturation.
Yes, acculturation. 7 asks, which of the following theory subscribes to the view that shared values are necessary if a society is to run smoothly?
Durkheim functionalist.
Perfect. Going on very well. Which of the following, according to number 8, are characteristics of empirical research? When it is empirical, what do we say about it? Empirical, we say that data are interpreted and analyzed, data are collected in a systematic way, and the hypothesis is either confirmed or refuted. All 3.
D.
Yes, it's D. The maintenance of a group's unique cultural forms and characteristics in a diverse society. What is this called?
D.
Yes, cultural
Culture.
pluralism. Perfect. Number 10 says, which of the following best summarizes the difference between longitudinal and cross-sectional? We know this to be long versus short, so we're going to look in the answer for whatever has that. That is C. Number 11, which group of sociologists argue that a person's class is determined by his or her position in the economic system?
Marx.
Which group?
Marxist.
That's right, Marxist. Number 12, when a research method is repeatedly applied and consistently produces the same results in a study, what is it said to be? Remember we talked about this earlier. Yes, reliable. All right, Professor X demanded that his class take part in his research. Though we know some of these questions, guys, it is very important that we read the questions as well. Sometimes the questions change and sometimes the answers change. So we want to read through this. We see here that he demanded his class, so we know say voluntary participation already did it. He warned the class non-compliance, failure of the course. Perfect. So what's the answer?
Voluntary. He breached voluntary participation.
Perfect. Number 14 says researcher X, come again. We had this before in 2017 where Kwame Appadeye has documented the life of an enslaved African. Yeah, she used the book as a secondary source of data. What's a major disadvantage? Disadvantage. What are we talking about here for number 14?
Yeah.
It's a secondary source, so disadvantage, yeah, it's unverifiable. Group that advocates the green revolution and eco-friendly production. It has been accused of several violent acts against the petrochemical industry, but there is no evidence to implicate members of the group. Which of the following research techniques would be most appropriate for investigating this group? How are we going to investigate it?
I think observation.
It is observation. Remember that we don't have anything to actually, no evidence to implicate it, right? If we go in the interviews, then probably tell we lie. We send out survey, people will lie just the same. And because it is a radical group, we must get interviewed with nobody. Think about that. Number 16 says which of the following characteristics is true of nuclear families. What's true of nuclear families according to 16?
Seen as universal, I don't have to say this one. A, seen as
A.
ideal by functionalists.
I'm not hearing you guys. Come again. Characteristics of nuclear families.
You're not hearing us? Said A, seen as ideal by functionalists.
Yes, that's correct. All right, number 17.
I have a question. Isn't 16, can't 16 be as well, like organizing the same way in different cultures?
Hold on.
I mean, I know it's A, but like, couldn't there be like a possibility that it's also B?
It could be B. It could be B. And I think the answer is actually B. But it is seen as ideal by functionalists. This is another one that we have to take up. Some of these answers, they're so close, it is annoying. All right, so it's seen as ideal by functionalists. Let's read over the question. True of nuclear families. A is true. Nuclear. Organized in the same way in different cultures. Nuclear. Because it is organized in the same way in different cultures, it is seen as ideal by functionalists.
I would choose A, right? Why I wouldn't choose C? Because they said universally responsible for socialization of the child. They said
We're
like
thinking about the
they said
difference between A and B.
huh?
A and
This-
B. We're thinking about the difference between A and B. But what I'm saying is
Which
the
number
reason
are you at?
we're at number 16. We're thinking about the answer.
Okay.
The reason it's actually seen as functionalist, ideal by functionalist, is because it is organized by the same way, in the same way by different cultures.
Exactly.
In essence, B causes A. So yeah, the answer is B.
I
You
think
guys
that
understand?
both of them. I really think the answer is B, but the answer could be A as well. So
It could be A, but the answer is B. If you think about the reason behind functionalism, it's really what is happening, social order, value consensus, all of that, but there must be a cause to it. So if every society follows the same rules, or in society everyone follows a specific rule, then that is going to be seen as functional. And even when they don't follow rules, it's seen as functional because somebody has to not follow function science so they understand. But yeah, the answer for 16 is B because B causes A. All right, guys. Number 17. We were talking about 17 before. I think it had two of the following statements does not describe social pathology in the Caribbean family. Social pathology, not describe, remember it's not.
See father's contact with children.
Yes, we did this in 2017 paper. Yes, the father's contact with children is not regular in social pathology. All right. According to Oscar Lewis, very great person, the growth of the single parent household in the Caribbean is as a result of what? What does Lewis say?
He's the one in the cultural poverty theory. Also? Hello?
What's it? Yeah, so what's the answer?
According to the of single parent households in the Caribbean is as a result of poverty or choice, one of them.
See, cultural
Really?
poverty theory with poverty.
Yeah, but he must say they're in it by not him never say they're in it by choice because they're in it and they seldom try to change. So that's why I said
His
choice or
theory
poverty.
in a no. His theory in and of itself is based around poverty, right?
I know
The
that.
growth, yes, the growth of single parent households in the Caribbean is as a result of poverty. Whether you choose or you don't choose, it's as a result of poverty, right?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. In sociology, what does the term life chance refer to? Life chance. Anyone? Life chances in sociology usually refer to opportunities to experience an acceptable quality of life. That's what it refers to. Remember that is education system number 20 reinforces gender stereotyping. What did he say about this one? Which one of them best illustrates this perspective?
Females are expected to pursue non-technical.
Nice. It shows household tasks.
You
What
break
type of family is this? We need to talk about this reconstituted. So this family is symmetrical. Why is it symmetrical? Because it's balanced.
I mean, symmetrical would be the only logical answer because
Yeah. All right, 22. Which of the following are characteristics of a cult? We talked about a cult earlier. What are the characteristics of a cult?
A,
B,
1 and
B.
3.
B is 1 and
and
3.
3. Yeah.
Yes, 1 and 3. 23. Religion provides consensus, which is required for order and stability in society. Which functionalist is responsible for this thinking? 23.
Parsons, talk about
Parsons.
Parsons.
Yes, Parsons, guys are doing so well. This is such a nice paper. Let's keep it going. Number 24. In Caribbean societies, religion is often seen as being integrated in nature. Which sociological perspective on religion enforces this statement? Integrative in nature. We talked about this last time.
D.
Who says it's integrate? Sorry. Yes, the functionalist. Durkheim's theory of religion, number 25. What does it show?
A.
A. Durkheim, specifically. All right. Though functionalists believe in the same thing, generally, they believe that everything is functional. Specific functionalists would say specific things. Durkheim says, religion makes sense of people's experiences to promote order. That's D. Generally, functionalists believe that these practices create social solidarity. Great. Specifically, Durkheim says, because religion teaches you that you must suffer in order, you suffer in this life and you will get greater benefits in another life. Like in theory, that's what it is, which is why Marx says it's an opium to the people. It makes them have false consciousness because they believe that they're supposed to struggle, right? So Durkheim specifically says it makes sense of people's experiences, the hardships that they go through, in order to promote order. 26. To them, it's all just a fluke. What does number 26 say? It says the main technique used by leaders of sects to build their gathering. What do they use? We know this. What's number 26?
C.
Charisma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. 27. Which of the following theoretical perspectives suggests that labeling is used to explain how teacher expectations are linked to educational performance? Labeling. Yes. 28. Which of the following factors is most likely to reduce the prevalence of male underachievement in the Caribbean in the long term? What are you saying about this? Long term. Yes, gender resocialization. And 29 Act, the Marxist review, it stresses on education. What does it stress on education? About education. What does it say about education?
D.
Yeah.
Yes. So always allow the elite to dominate society. 30 says male underachievement is noticeable. Is a noticeable problem in the Caribbean societies. Why is it a noticeable problem? Remember I told you guys
I'd
that
say
this
B, females receive more encouragement to seek education.
is
Wait,
tricky. The answer I have for this is C, right? I don't know why, and I'm gonna tell you guys why later. I don't know, but B does sound very good. Some of these are very close, and I want you guys to go and read over these
Hold
things.
on.
I'm going to find out this answer for you. That's 30 and 2019 paper.
Hold on, are you using an answer sheet?
No, I'm not using an answer sheet.
Oh. Okay.
Mm-mm. I did this paper about a week and a half ago when I was reviewing what I should do. All right, number 31. The Marxist term, I used it with your textbook, the Chinapu that you guys have. That's what I used. The Marxist term for the working class. What is the Marxist term?
C.
Proletariat.
Good. See. Trying to note this question. I remember we did this and I wasn't sure, just the same. But I'll find out again. Number 33, aspects of the caste system were introduced to the Caribbean. Who introduced them to the Caribbean? We're at 33.
D.
Yes, East Indian endangered laborers. 34 to 35. Okay. Which of the options above relate to the functionalist theories? 35. We're at 34, sorry, 34. Functionalist view, what do they say? A, B, C, or D?
Let me choose A.
Yes, it is A. Conflict theory for 35.
D, in the market economies, classes develop from people's situations in relation to buying and selling.
No, concept theory is Marxist theory and feminist. It's
B.
B. B, yeah. It's nothing about economy. 36. Which of the following situations best illustrates intergenerational mobility? Intergenerational. This is nice. Intergenerational. It's C. Intra is yourself. Inter is more than one. Remember. So Jane is a hospital receptionist. Her daughter becomes a medical doctor. That's intergenerational. 36 is C. Number 37. Which of the following reasons best accounts for the open system of stratification in the Caribbean? We've done this
D.
3 times. Yes, D. Lord Brathwaite's description of a plural society is evident only in what does Lord Brathwaite describe?
Is it C?
Hold on, guys. I'm plugging in my laptop. Brathwaite, plural societies evident only in societies that are
D.
heterogeneous. Thank you. D. Homogeneous is 1, heterogeneous is another. Right, Brathwaite, we're talking about plural society. Plural, more than one. Which of the following is a characteristic of a closed stratification system? Closed. Closed.
A, a person's mobility is determined at birth.
Yes, thank you. 40. In a closed society, which determinant will least affect a person's social position?
Education.
D.
That's right. Cheryl,
Which A or B?
it's B. It's B. Education. It's a closed society, so it doesn't matter. Luck can move up in a closed society. So there you have education right now. The skin color can move you up.
Which
40.
sorry, which
Least likely. Least likely. Respectfully. In a
not
closed
B?
society, it is B. In a
Oh,
closed society, your race determines your social position. In a closed society, your skin color determines your social position. In a closed society, we just said that in 39, at birth, your family ancestry determines your social position. The answer is B, so 40.
yeah, because
Number
they're
41.
further than achieve. Yeah.
Yes, you cannot move out of where you are due to education. So the least likely one is education. Number 41. We talked about Cheryl already. What type of mobility does Cheryl experience?
Horizontal.
Horizontal.
Yes, horizontal. 42. John's father is a cleaner at a local car company. John attained his degree at university and is employed as a business manager in a prestigious organization. Which of the following types of social mobility describes John's experience? How did John move?
D.
Yes. Yes. In the post-independence period, in most Caribbean societies, sorry about the dogs. Hold on. All right. In the post-independence period, most Caribbean societies, class divisions resulted mainly from changes in what? post-independence.
D,
So
education.
education.
Yes, education. 44, according to some sociologists, elites will always maintain a dominant position in society. Why will they always maintain this dominant position in society? 44.
1 and 2.
That's right. 1 and 2. That's A. Last one. During slavery, the elites in the Caribbean were able to maintain their economic and social dominance. What were they able to maintain this dominance through during slavery?
Force.
Perfect. And that is all for our session today. Guys, I want to wish you all the best in your paper 1. For those questions that you're not sure about, be sure to ask them in the group because we want to help you as best as possible. Let me go back to this. Yeah. All right, thanks for joining, guys. And remember,
thank you
practice
too.
at least 15 minutes every day. If you're not going to read, do some past papers. And if you have any questions, please send it in the group. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you again. Bye, guys.
Thank you too.
You're welcome. Have a great exam. All the best.